Andromeda is the first time I remember that Meta named an algorithm shift, an algorithm change, an algorithm paradigm. The last time I heard so many people talking about a specific algorithm shift was iOS 14. So this is a major shift. And it's important to understand how relevant copy prompting is, positioning prompting is, because now everything is positioning points, market segmenting, and teaching the Andromeda algorithm all your different positioning points, and more importantly, the UX, because your UX is how you're actually testing the positioning point, the market segment, right? So I'll show you what that means more specifically in a second. Now, if we look at this image here, engagement ads mean more than ever because you need to get people talking in all the different ways, archetypal ways that we tell different stories about the same problem. If you can get people using all that different dog whistle language in your engagement ad comments, not just likes and shares, comments, that's huge. Yeah, likes and shares matter. That helps. It validates the positioning, but not necessarily the UX, the specific messaging. What captures people's attention and keeps their attention the most. So these engagement ads, especially on the comments, it collects the feedback to help the conversion ads. That's the cross-pollination effect of Meta accounts. And then you have, some of your metrics here, and I have more of that in a second. So those are the signals that teach Andromeda to get you the lowest CPMs and ROAS. So if you have one positioning point, you're literally just giving your money to Mark Zuckerberg and Meta and saying, here, I heard you need some, because it's not really helping you. You need to triangulate your positioning with multiple positioning points. Okay, let me show you specifically what I mean by that. Here we go. So imagine, here's your offer. And then you have all these different positioning points. Those are market segments. So let's say here in the middle is this product, Nello Super Focus, right? So we could have dopamine burnout, ADHD, SSRI recovery, energy, workout, libido, right? So all of these circles are going to have different market segments. Within those market segments, let's say libido, there's different archetypal stories being told. Like, I'm 46, but I have amazing testosterone numbers, like I did in my 20s. But I took an SSRI that blunted my dopamine. So I have dopamine, or I had dopamine-induced libido issues, right? Some people will have low T. So there's different archetypal stories within that. So all of that is going to help Andromeda understand really who it should be serving the ads to, helping it triangulate all these different archetypal stories, positioning points with their UX testing, and UX testing includes the archetypes. So there's a lot of testing that we can be doing there. By the way, I'm going to give you these images so that you can use them and actually fill in, so to speak, what I'm talking about. Here's another example. This is UX, right? So when we just basic UX, just what people see, let's put it that way. This is the user experience of what they initially see. So you have your primary text. I think it's 125 characters. Then your headline, which is, I think, 42, 43, 45 characters. Your description will show up if your primary copy doesn't hit the 125 character threshold. I think that's how it works. I forget. It doesn't matter. The first line of a VSL, the static image line of text, the hook that you're using on the static image itself. These are all different ways of saying the same thing. So if you have a positioning point, all of this can be tested in lots of different ways of expressing that positioning point, all the different archetypal stories. So if it's like ADHD, I wake up and I'm immediately doom scrolling. So doom scrolling becomes a sub positioning point for the ADHD. And that, again, is going to help Andromeda further triangulate who all of the people are that your product helps. And that's how you don't just convert, but you continuously convert and keep CPMs down. If you don't give Andromeda enough, you'll convert at first, and then CPMs will skyrocket as it thinks you've exhausted your market when you haven't even touched the tip of the iceberg of your market. And here's an example of how you can do that, right? You have a positioning point. So let's say, ADHD, dopamine burnout, doom scrolling, right? So you have all the different ways on each one of these lines of describing a positioning point to bring its UX alive. And then each positioning point each positioning point and all the different UX possibilities help you create the creative and help Andromeda get a true read of who the people you help are so that the right people see the ads and then you get true data on your conversion and ROAS while keeping the acquisition costs down, right? So another valuable tool, one more. And this is again just kind of giving you some ideas of what Andromeda is looking for and asking for. So it I don't know how to say this exactly. It measures the way that you even run ads. It measures your strategy. So there's a lot going on here that even this doesn't really get through in terms of how deep Andromeda goes. It's like watching everything about your account and how you account, right? How you use your account. So it's not a matter. It's you create an ad set and you have lots of variables, right? So this gives you some ideas. I'll drop these in the description. Now, if you're thinking about from a copywriting perspective, a freelance copywriters, you need to know this stuff so that you know what you should be delivering and how you should be charging for it. Business owners, you need to understand this stuff so that you know what to ask copywriters for and why, so that you are all collaborating and then also with media in a way that is going to quickly grow your account. Otherwise, you're feeding Mark Zuckerberg more money that he doesn't need for his generational wealth when we should be working on yours. Questions, let me know in the comments. And again, this is a new channel. Like and subscribe and let me know what you want to see more of. Obviously, this is just the tip of the iceberg. So what do you want to talk about? How deep do you want to go? What direction do you want to go? What questions do you have? That will help a lot in making more valuable content for you guys. I appreciate it. Let's keep it going.